Welcome to Theater of the Mind Entertainment, a Call of Cthulhu tabletop RPG playthrough radio drama, featuring our victims John, Matt, and Don, and I'm your tomes keeper, Cody. Last time, on Theater of the Mind Entertainment, John and Ted speed off in pursuit of Oliver and soon come across the disheveled heap of metal that was once his car. After making a daring rescue to recapture the book and save an unconscious Oliver, they quickly head to Boston General Hospital for medical attention. In desperate need of rest, the men stumble across the lavish and expensive Brunswick Hotel and decide to stop for the evening. While the men are conversing in their hotel room, they notice someone taking pictures of something from a mysterious black car. The next morning, they head out in search of Jackson Elias to retrieve information about the book. When they arrive at their destination, Jackson Elias thumbs through the pages and knows that he has seen something very similar to it in an expedition in Sri Lanka. Out of nowhere, a bullet blasts through the window and pierces Jackson's shoulder. Attempting to escape the gunfire, they speed down the highway and are hunted down by two men still shooting at them. Ted begins to feel a vibration in his pocket. Realizing it is a strange radio device they were given, he hands it to Oliver, so he isn't distracted from keeping the vehicle under control. With a bit of quick wit and luck, Oliver manages to answer the device and is greeted by Vincent, warning them that the strange phenomenon he experienced is occurring again. Just as this is mentioned, a tremor strikes that sends the car sliding all over the road as Ted furiously attempts to recapture the wheel.
Theodore, John, and Oliver, you're all barreling down this highway and you feel this tremor just shake the ground underneath you. Theodore, you feel as if you're losing control of the car. Give me a drive check.
77/20. Fail.
So you're flying down the road and this tremor just begins shaking your car and you feel your tires kind of get loose and you hear them skid across the road and you peer in your rear view mirror and you see the cultists that are tailing you. They pick up speed and they just get closer to you as they're able to keep it under control, and you begin losing control of the car, and right in the middle of the road the car begins to spin out of control and you go off into a small ditch and you slam into the side of the bank.
Whoa, Ted, oh God!
No, guys, hold on.
As we're stopped, I'm going to take another shot at the cultist.
Okay.
66, success.
General damage.
I did 10 damage.
So as this car is just spinning out of control, you slam into the bank. John, you are able to keep your composure and you peer back through the window that was just shot out and you pull up your pistol and you fire. You see the shot go straight through the window into the chest of this cultist and you see him flop over as their car brakes and turns sideways.
Ted, can you get us out of here?
I'm trying, guys, I'm trying. And I go ahead and just throw it in reverse and I start slamming on the gas.
Give me another drive check.
95, fail.
You slam it in reverse and you put the pedal to the metal and you just feel the car dig into the ground just as you feel another tremor.
Guys, I don't think we're getting out of here.
All right, everybody out.
You want us to get out? These maniacs are chasing us!
Whoa, we're sitting ducks here, Oliver.
Jesus Christ, guys, what did you get yourselves into?
I'm sorry, Jackson, but we gotta get out of this car.
You guys see this remaining cultist leap out of the driver's side and he's standing behind the car.
What do you want?
Give us the book and nobody gets hurt.
Little late for that now, huh?
It is coming. You cannot stop it. Give me the book.
What do you want with the book?
It is none of your concern. Give us the book or you all die.
You and what army?
Hey, take a look in your front seat, pal. Unless you want to end up like him, I suggest you move.
You cannot stop Nyog Sotheth. He is coming.
What's he saying?
As he's there shouting, I go ahead and start to get out of the car, trying to kind of slyly open the door.
As you go to open the door, you see him pull up this rifle, and he shoots, and the bullet goes right above your head and slams into the interior of the vehicle.
I have my pistol drawn down on him. I'm going to fire again. 47, success.
Go ahead and roll damage.
I do 3 points of damage.
Okay, so as he shoots and you see this bullet hit the interior of the car right above Theodore's head, you pull your gun back up and you fire from inside the car, and you see him just grab his shoulder. Oh, I'm telling you, just give me the book!
This is your last warning. Let us alone.
And you just see him, he kind of just ducks behind the car.
As soon as I hear him shout in pain, I go ahead and make my move and jump out of the car, and I proceed to kind of help Jackson out of the back seat.
Dear God, what have you guys gotten yourselves into?
Just stay down.
I mean, I'm used to these threats like this, but God, never this close.
I fish around in my pack that's in the back seat and go ahead and pull my little Derringer out and I hand it to Jackson. Just keep this. Don't let them take you.
Thank you.
Did I notice if the cultist had dropped the rifle before he moved to the back of the car?
You didn't notice.
I'd like to throw open the door and stand at the ready in case I see him pop back out.
Okay.
I follow Jackson out of the car.
Guys, please! You hear him yelling. Just give me the book. You cannot stop what is going to happen.
I turn and look at him. What do you know about this book?
And you just hear the door of the car close and start up.
Is he gonna ram us?
I'd like to take a shot at the driver's side.
Go ahead.
54, success.
What are you aiming for?
I want to shoot directly into the driver's side
Okay.
of the car.
Yep, go ahead and roll damage.
3 points of damage again.
You hear the car as he jams it in reverse, and just as he goes to push the gas down, John, you pull up your gun and you fire straight through the windshield, and you just see him, and he falls onto the horn.
I make my way over to the car, move over to the driver's side, and with the gun pointing towards the driver's side, start to inspect the car. Are both the cultists dead?
Yeah, when you look in, both cultists are lying there bleeding. The one is still on the horn.
I throw open the driver's door, grab him by the shirt collar, and drag him out of the driver's seat.
He falls out.
Hey, get up here, quick!
Did you get him, John?
Yeah, hurry! I inspect the back seat.
Nothing there.
I inspect the other body that he didn't pull out of the car.
Go ahead and give me a spot hidden.
82, fail.
Yeah, you don't really notice anything. You pull out the gentleman sitting in the passenger seat, and the only thing that you see right away is his very dark complexion. And he's not really wearing robes or anything. He's wearing more of a suit and tie, but you don't really notice anything else. Guys, what was he saying about a book?
The book that I showed you.
Is this the first time you've run into them?
Yeah.
These two, yes. I'm not going to say that the book doesn't seem to be a hot commodity, though.
What about the ones on the boat? On the Mauritania?
The people that we took this book from may or may not have looked similar to this.
I don't remember at this point. Just, we need to get moved along here. Are we going back to Elias's, or are we going somewhere else? We're in the middle of the road, guys.
I think we need to keep moving.
Just as you're all talking, you feel another tremor.
Oh, God.
What was that?
I steady myself in the car next to Jackson. Jackson, how you holding up?
I'll be fine. It's just a flesh wound. I need to look at this book. There's something here that we need to figure out.
I kind of pull Jackson up to his feet and start walking towards the other car since ours is kind of stuck. As I'm doing that, I look at Jackson's wound. Does it seem like he's fine?
He appears to be fine.
I kind of help him towards the car. Guys, I think we're going to have to take this vehicle.
I already got the bodies moved. Let's get in.
I'm good with anything. We just got to move.
You grabbed the book?
Got the book.
Well, guys, let's head back to my place. I want to sit down with this book and try to figure out why they want it so bad.
Jackson, do you really think your place is safe right now?
Well, I can call my bodyguards in.
I mean, if you have them, that'd be a great idea, because you just got shot through the window last time. Let's not repeat that.
I'll call in my detail. Let's head back.
I make sure I throw the rifle the cultist had in the back seat.
Okay. You guys all jump in and begin heading back to Jackson Elias' house. And you pull up and you get out and make your way inside. Guys, please just make yourself comfortable.
I don't know if that's possible at this point.
Oh, that's fair.
Are we still feeling the tremors right now?
No, you haven't felt one for about 5 minutes.
I take the book out and I set it on the table in the middle of the room. This is the book that everyone seems to be after.
Yeah, I'm going to need some time with this. I can dig into it. It's going to take me a few days, but I can call around and try to figure out what it's all about.
I look at the other two. A few days. Think that's enough time to check out another location, maybe?
Oliver, we should at least stick it out till Jackson's bodyguards get here, security detail. Jackson, how long do you think till your bodyguards show up? I don't want to leave you here, man.
They'll be here in a half hour to an hour.
Good enough for me. You trust these people?
I do. They've been on plenty of expeditions with me, and they've kept me safe.
Well, I can only take you at your word. Guys, are you down for checking out Deere Island? It's a couple hours from here.
I look at Jackson. Do you know anything about Deere Island?
Well, it's just a small town. You have to take a ferry to get there, but yeah, it's just a small town.
Fair enough.
One more thing, Jackson. If something were to happen here, how are we going to get in contact with you?
Yeah, let me give you my phone number.
I go ahead and take that from him.
Mr. Elias, I have to say thank you. Thank you for all the help you've given us here. And we're really sorry to bring all this trouble onto you. But we had nowhere else to go, and as you can see, there's a lot more at play here.
Yeah, of course I don't like being shot, but this is going to make one hell of a book when I'm done.
I go ahead and gather up our stuff and start making my way towards the car.
And as you guys get up and start leaving Jackson's house, you see him walk over to the telephone and he begins dialing a number.
All right, lads. Well, looks like Deere Island it is then.
You guys jump in the car and you begin heading to Deere Island. It is about a 2-hour drive.
So, Oliver, I know we kind of got distracted before, but what did Vincent say?
He said it's happening again. I would assume he was speaking of the tremor that happened while he was saying that, but then it cut out. I didn't hear anything else from him.
Huh. Yeah, I'd say that probably was it. I think he did mention about the tremors when he was telling us about his research.
He was obsessed with the tremors. He mapped out all the tremors. The tremors are very important to him. And I remember on the map, he had them all mapped out with string, and all of them were pointing to Deere Island.
Well, that's maybe that's not where we want to be going then.
Doesn't seem like we have much choice now, though.
Agreed.
It's our only point of reference. And you've got those coordinates. I don't know what those mean, but...
Well, Oliver, whatever they mean, they're pointing us there, so let's find out.
But what do you guys really... We never had a chance to really talk about this, but what do you think all this is? This has been quite the weird experience. At least as far as anything I've ever seen.
All I can think of, John, is... we have the book, and it's obviously something that they very much want to have. As far as the tremors and the cultists...
all I know is I think our answers are going to be found at Deere Island.
I just hope we have the strength to see it through.
The bigger question I have is, in what way does this all lead back to Leonard Prescott?
I don't know. So much has happened in the last couple days. It's a lot of ends we really stepped over. A lot of things we may have missed.
I just have somewhere at the end of this tunnel we figure it all out.
Huh, I hope so.
You guys continue driving. It's about 2 hours, and you come up to a sign that says Deere Island, Massachusetts, and you see this pull off, and there's a ferry.
I go ahead and pull the car off into the little side pull. Well, guys, looks like we made it.
Yeah, we'll let's get in there and get situated then.
While we're sitting there still, I fish the talk box, for lack of a better term, out of my bag, and I look at it, and I kind of try to play around with it for a moment and see if there's some way that I can see to tune back to Vincent.
Go ahead and give me a knowledge radio.
45. Pass.
Yeah, you're looking at this thing, and you hit some buttons, and this screen kind of begins to glow, and you're trying to navigate this foreign radio, and you hit a button, and it sounds like it's dialing.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I kind of stare at it in my hand for a second, and I hold it up towards my face, but not quite sure which way is which.
You hold it up to your ear, and you just hear this busy signal.
Is that a bad noise? What does that noise mean?
I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's going through anymore, though. And I kind of hit the red button, since obviously the green one was the right one last time.
It turns off.
Well, guys, here we go.
You guys make your way towards the ferry, and you see about 10 to 15 other people in line, and they're kind of shuffling on to this old ferry ship. And you make your way up the line, and you see a man standing there, heading to Deere Island.
Yes, sir.
$2.
Here you are, sir.
Thank you. You all pay him, and you shuffle onto the ferry. About 15 minutes goes by, and it begins to shuttle off.
As we're starting to take off, I turn to John. You brought your pistol, right?
Yeah, and I grabbed something extra out of my bag, too, so we should be in good shape.
I mean, I don't know what we're gonna find here, but after everything else we ran into, I don't want to take any chances.
Agreed. So, in case anybody asks, why are we coming here?
Oh, we're sightseeing, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just here to take in the beautiful sights of nature.
I pull out my camera, and I take a couple snapshots of the island, the water, just the surrounding area.
Okay. So you guys are on this ferry for a good 25, 30 minutes, and it gets to the point where you peer back inland, and you can't see the land anymore. So you're out a good ways. And you peer forward, and you see this landmass begin to come into view. It's Deere Island up ahead. Should be there in 10 minutes.
I turn to the guys. Well, hope the car's still there when we get back.
Oh, me too. I just got done paying it off.
You guys make your way closer to Deere Island, and the ferry pulls up to a dock, and you see people begin to shuffle off onto the dock. And when you get off of the ferry, you notice Deere Island is this small, very small town, very old-timey. It is kind of touristy, but it's not glamour touristy. You see, as you're walking up into the town square, Joy's Mini Mart and Kay's Garage and Mechanic Repair, and you see a small motel that says Sleep Easy, and there's a small diner that says Dine In 24 hours, and it's a very homey kind of feel to it, and you guys make your way into the center of this town.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I at least want to go get us a room, get checked in. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it this time.
Good idea, John. I think we should probably just get settled in. I mean, it seems like it's getting pretty late.
You guys make your way up to the Sleep Easy, and you walk in. It's quaint. It's nothing big. It's not really fancy, but it's not dirty. And you walk in, and you see a gentleman standing behind the cash register. And he's a middle-aged guy. He's not really dressed up, but he looks well-kept. Good evening, guys. What can I do for you?
Good evening, sir. We'd like to rent a room, please.
Yeah, no problem. How
There'll
many...
be 3 occupants.
Yes, give me one moment. And you see him turn around, and he opens up this small little cabinet, and you just see a bunch of keys hanging inside this cabinet. And he moves his finger down a couple rows, and he grabs this key. That'll be room 13.
Ah, thank you.
Yeah, so pay when you check out.
All right, guys. Well, let's get our stuff out of the car and settle in for the night, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
What are some of the sights to see here on the island?
Well, most people come over to see the lighthouses.
Okay.
Well, lighthouse. The one was destroyed and rebuilt and then destroyed. It ended up being a hazard, so they rebuilt one of the lighthouses inland. But that's mainly the attraction here.
Oh, okay. Is there any dock fishing? Because I'm a bit of a fisherman.
Of course, yes, you can go fishing. Plenty of people do.
That's good. And, sir, this is my first trip to the island. And, where would you suggest be my first stop? It's such a quaint little village here. I'd like to try to take in the whole town and culture.
Or are you trying to get a good bite to eat, or what are you trying to do?
Oh, good bite to eat and maybe a little bit of adventure.
Well, the diner down the street, it's fabulous. You need to try the hotcakes.
Oh, I love hotcakes.
Oh, I am hungry. Sign me up.
And if you get a minute, I would take the tour of the lighthouse.
Okay.
There's a lot of history there. Built in 1864.
1864, huh? Well, thank you, sir. We'll get a bite to eat and make our way around then.
Yeah, take care. If you have any other questions, my name is Simon.
Simon. Oh, thank you, Simon.
Simon Troyan. And he holds out his hand.
Hi, I'm John.
Nice to meet you.
Well, it's been a pleasure, but I think we're going to turn in for the night. Thank you, sir.
Take care.
All right, so do you guys want to go get a bite to eat, or what do you want to do here?
What time is it?
It's about 6 o'clock p.m.
Yeah, I could go for a bite to eat.
Sounds great to me. You guys want to take anything to the room, or just leave it in the car for now?
I think we should take our stuff to our room first.
Okay.
You guys head out and you kind of unpack your car and you get to room 13. It's a quaint little room, 2 beds, and you make your way in and you kind of put everything aside.
Well, thought he said 3 occupants, so who's sleeping with who here?
Well, I paid for the room, so dibs on the single.
I look awkwardly at Ted. Well, what do you want to do?
And besides, I sweat a lot while I sleep.
I think the couch might be a pullout. I'll figure it out.
We could get a cot.
That works for me, Oliver. So diner guys?
I'm ready whenever you are.
Yep.
You guys head out and you walk into the town square again. And there are people passing you by and talking, and no one seems odd. Everyone's just going about their day-to-day business. And you walk up to the dine-in 24 hours, and it's a nice, quaint little diner. And you walk inside, and you see this older lady, probably middle-aged, and she has her hair pulled up. Welcome. How are you this evening?
Good, ma'am. Very nice establishment you have here.
Oh, thank you so much. I don't own it, but thank you.
And I hear the hotcakes are the thing to get here.
Oh, the hotcakes are amazing. If you just have a seat, I'll have one of our waitresses come right over.
Thank you.
You guys go and you sit down, and about 5 minutes goes by. And what can I get y'all to eat?
Well, I think I'll take an order of the hotcakes.
Wonderful choice.
I'll have them also.
Hotcakes as well?
Seems to be the hot commodity.
So 3 orders of hotcakes coming right up. My name's Caitlin. If you need anything else, you just let me know.
And Caitlin, can we just get a pot of coffee?
Oh, a pot of coffee coming right up.
You're a dear.
She winks at you and walks away.
Ted, you dog.
A few minutes goes by and she comes back and begins pouring you guys coffee.
Well, thank you very much, ma'am. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're so welcome.
I go ahead and grab my coffee. So, guys, I don't know. You think we should go check out that lighthouse?
I think it'd be a good idea.
Do you think that's where the transmission came from?
That's honestly, Oliver, that's been on my mind since we stepped foot on this island. I don't understand, and I kind of wonder why. Why this island?
I know that.
The lighthouse is the only thing that makes sense to me. Apparently, there's not much else here.
I think that's a good place to start. I'm just wondering.
Wondering what?
Just wondering if there isn't someplace else on the island that this transmission could have come from that people aren't looking at.
Well, I mean, let's finish up here. Maybe we can go check out the lighthouse before it gets too dark and see what we find.
I think the best time to go looking is when people aren't there. I think we should go at night.
As much as I hate to agree with you, I guess I am.
3 orders of hotcakes.
Oh, thank you.
Fantastic.
And she places them in front of you. Is there anything else I can get you?
Just keep the coffee coming. That's it.
Can do, honey.
Thank you.
And she walks away.
As she walks away, Caitlin.
Oh, yes, honey?
Hey, just a couple questions for you. You seem to know a lot about this place.
Oh, yeah.
So, what's the good things to do around here?
Well, the lighthouse is absolutely gorgeous. Aside from eating in this diner and going to that lighthouse.
So what, not to sound too personal, but what brought you here?
Well, I left home in Georgia, and I went to college in Boston, and it just didn't work out, you know? And I ended up here at the diner just helping out, and just been here ever since.
So what brings such a sweet Georgia girl here over to Boston?
Well, I was looking for places to go to school, and my daddy told me I could go anywhere, and I just always wanted to see the city.
Ah, what'd you go to school for?
Well, I started to go to veterinary school, and it just didn't work out.
We all, I think we all find that out in life.
Yeah, well, I found my home here.
Well, I mean, I do say you chose a pretty nice place. It's quiet.
I think so, too. Is there anything else I can do for you?
I turn and look at the guys. Oh, I'm good.
So what do most of the people do here for work? Is fishing a big industry here, or?
Yeah, fishing's kind of it. We import a lot of the fish into Boston, and, small mom and pop shops. I mean, the locals don't really do too much, but the sightseers, they keep us in business.
Oh no, that's good. I enjoy the blue collar towns, and this definitely has a nice quaint feel to it.
Oh, I'm so glad you think so. Well, unless there's anything else, I got to get back to work.
Do you have a public phone here?
Yeah, we do.
I'd like to make a call if I can.
Of course, honey.
Hey guys, before we roll out, I'll be right back. Gonna make a call.
Sure.
You walk up to the diner counter, and you see the lady that greeted you when you walked in.
Hello, ma'am. I need to make a phone call if I can, please. Can you
Yes, of
direct me to the
course.
phone?
Not a problem. And she grabs a phone and hands it to you.
Thank you. So I dial Bernard.
Hello.
Bernard.
Yeah, John, is that you?
Yeah. Hey, got some things going on here. Got a lot of irons in the fire, but I wanted to keep you updated on what's going on.
Yeah, John, please. What the hell's going on with you?
Listen, after we searched the boat, I parted ways with Ben, and I went to find him in the morning, and he wasn't in his apartment.
Ben wasn't in his
No,
apartment, did he?
I haven't been able to find him.
Really?
Yeah, I got some people out looking for him now, but with everything that went on that night, I really don't know what we got into. But I got some people here with me. We're up in Massachusetts trying to track down some leads. But have you heard anything about what's going on?
I mean, I had a chance to talk to the three that they found on the Mauritania, and they're fucking nuts. Whack jobs, I tell you.
Bernard, what did they say? I don't care how crazy it sounds. Can you tell me everything, or as best as you can, what they said?
They were going on about some girl and some ritual, like this satanic ritual, and everyone was being slaughtered by this little girl. Bunch of nonsense. We couldn't get anything out of them.
Oh, I was hoping you weren't going to say that, but
Why, does that mean something to you?
we've been hearing lots of things like that out this way too. Listen, I don't know exactly what's going on, but I feel like I should have things wrapped up here soon.
Well, if you find anything out, you let me know.
Oh, I will. And hey, just be careful down there.
Yeah, you stay safe.
All right, thanks.
You hang up the phone. Is that all for you, sweetie?
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
I go back to the table and join the rest of the guys.
What'd you find, John?
Well, the 3 survivors of the Mauritania incident, the ones that were in police custody, I'd spoke with Bernard. He actually had a chance to interrogate them. And it seems they came into contact with this little girl.
What?
And yes. The police think they're crazy, which I'm sure they are. And I guess we're well on that way too.
Little girl?
Yes.
The little girl?
Oliver.
The same little girl?
Yes.
Do you think? She's fucking everywhere. She's out to get me, man.
Oliver, those 3 couldn't deal with it. We will.
Oliver, roll sanity.
I rolled a 15.
Oliver, you start to freak out a little bit, and then John's words bring you comfort, and you rationalize and calm down.
The little girl. She's not here.
No, she's not here, Oliver.
Oh.
I dig into my hotcakes. How about we finish up here, guys? It's getting late.
Yeah, we'll get moved along.
You guys finish up dinner, and you begin heading out of the diner. You guys have a wonderful day. Or I guess not.
I go ahead and, as we pass her, I slip her a couple of dollars.
Oh, thank you, sweetie.
You've been a peach.
She winks at you.
I keep on walking.
You guys make your way out into the town square, and at this point it's about 7:30 p.m., and it's getting really dark out, and you see the light of the lighthouse just spinning around and around, off in the distance, probably about a half a mile away.
Well, I don't think I need to point out where we're headed. Good to go, guys?
Yeah, just keep your eyes open.
You guys make your way towards the lighthouse, and as you approach, you see this long sort of walkway that goes down onto almost like a beach, but there's a lot of sort of jagged stones and rocks. It's not really a beach that you would go and hang out at. And you follow along this wooden walkway, and you make your way up to this lighthouse. and there doesn't appear to be anybody there, and the door's closed.
I kind of take a look around us, just generally. Seem like there's nobody here.
Go ahead and give me a spot.
98 Phil.
No, you don't see anybody at all.
You see anybody around, Ted?
Well, I mean, there's no security here, and it looks like they're definitely closed for business right now.
Is that the only way in that I can see?
It appears to be the only way in.
I walk up to the door and turn the knob.
You make your way up about 4 cement stairs, and you grab this sort of door handle, and you go to pull it, and it's locked.
Well, guys, doesn't look like we're gonna get in this way.
Well, John, yeah, you're a man of many tricks. Got anything to help us out here?
I'm afraid not for picking a lock. I would say try to kick it in, but that's a pretty hefty looking door. I'd like to walk around the base here. Maybe we can get a little better idea. Does it look like I can still see the ruins of the old lighthouse?
Go ahead and give me a spot.
66, success.
You peer out kind of into the ocean, and you see very faintly off into the distance, it's pretty far out, this small patch of land. And you look closely, and you see this remnants of this structure that appear to be decrepit and fallen apart.
I make sure I point that out to the other two. Look out there in the distance, guys. I think that's the old lighthouse there.
I kind of squint and look that way. Yeah, John, I know my eyes aren't so good, but I'll take your word for it.
A couple of the locals have brought those up. Maybe we should take a look at those.
Yeah, let's, I walk around. I start looking around the outside of the lighthouse. I'm just inspecting for any other way to get in or if there's anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah. I also circumvent the lighthouse and see if there's anything.
Okay, you guys can all take a hard success on this. You're walking around the lighthouse and you see no other way in. The structure looks extremely sound, but the only way in is the front door that appears to be locked currently.
As they're walking around the lighthouse, I kind of sit down on one of the cement steps, pull over my pack, and I pull out the crunched up paper I had in with the coordinates on it. I'm kind of staring at that for a moment, and I set my bag down on the step next to me.
As you set your bag down and you're looking over these coordinates, you hear your radio click on, and it sounds like it's trying to get some sort of frequency.
Look around and see the guys. I go ahead and dig in my bag, and I pull the radio I brought with me out.
It is just freaking out with static, and it takes about 4 to 5 seconds, and you hear, please help. It's dark, it's cold. Please help me, somebody.
I hold it closer kind of to my ear, and I try to get the tuner knob and see if I can clear it up at all.
It clears up a little bit, but it's still very choppy. Please help me, I can hear the water. It's all around me. Please, they're coming for me. Please, somebody help me.
I fish around in my bag, and I pull out the little smaller microphone that I brought with me, and I plug it into the side of this hand-built radio I brought. I try to answer back. Hello?
Please, is somebody there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Ted, is that you?
Who is this?
Ted, this is your father. Roll sanity.
15 under 32 pass.
You hear this voice coming across the radio, and it brings back this wave of emotion. You haven't seen your father since you were very young, since you were 10 years old, and you've been searching for him your entire life. You just want to break down.
Dad?
Please, help me.
Dad, what? What?
It's cold. They're coming for me.
How can I help you?
I'm somewhere. I just hear the water. It's all around me. They're coming.
What? Dad, where are you at?
I don't know. I don't know. But the men miss. They're coming for me. Please. And it just cuts out. Dad. And I start shouting. You hear nothing but static.
I just violently start tuning the knob back and forth, trying to find any blip of anything.
You're unsuccessful.
I just set down the radio and start crying.
You guys make your way back around to the front of the lighthouse, and you see Theodore there just crying.
I move over beside him. Ted, are you okay? I put my hand on his shoulder. Ted,
What happened while we were gone?
I wipe my eyes and guys, that was my dad.
Your dad?
I pick up the radio. He called in. I don't know. I was sitting here and it just started tuning the radio that I brought, and he was there. It was my dad. It was my father. I know his voice like anything.
so is that what you were trying to tell me in the library? About your dad being missing?
Yeah, John. Years ago, back when I was young, my dad was a fisherman, and he went out once and he never came back. We never found out what happened to him. I just assumed he was dead.
So this is the first time you've heard from him in years.
I don't even know what to call it, Oliver. If you could call it hearing from him, I mean, maybe
Well, what did he say?
Is he here?
he was asking for help. Remember the radio transmission I told you about the first time?
Yes, the voice gave you coordinates.
It was him.
It was
and
him.
he was asking for help, but this time he could hear me, and he went ahead and he said he just needed help, and there was water all around him, and I don't know what it means, but something about the men in the mist coming for him.
Well, I don't know anything about men in the mist, but water all around him. Is he in the ocean?
I don't know, Oliver. I mean, he's a fisherman, but that just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, water all around him sounds like he's trapped in a sinking ship or a closet, and he's just being flooded.
I look out at the ruins of the old lighthouse, and then I look back at the group. He said he was surrounded by water?
I don't know. He said he was just, there's water all around him. I don't understand what that means.
You don't think he's out on that island there, do you?
Yeah, Oliver, my dad, who I haven't seen for 30 fucking years, is out in the ruins of that lighthouse.
Ted,
I'm not trying to solve your childhood strifes. I'm just saying that island is surrounded by water, Ted.
Well, if you want to go swim looking for my father, be my guest.
well, they did say somebody died out there.
Well, if somebody died, I mean, I heard him. I heard him on the radio. He has to be alive.
But we've also been dealing with many things that don't actually exist here in our world, in our space, in our time. Maybe he's somewhere else.
As you guys are talking, you see this mist kind of form up off of the ocean, and it gets really foggy and hazy around you, and the wind kind of picks up, and you see off on the ocean this small light, and it slowly makes its way to the land about 50 yards from where you're at, and you see this small canoe, and this old man gets out of the canoe, and he's holding this lantern, and he begins walking towards you slowly, very hunched over.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Well, I don't like this.
I look up.
You guys need a ride.
What?
You guys need a ride. And you see this old man hunched over, slowly walking towards you, and he holds up this lantern, and it illuminates his face. He has these very sunken in eyes, pale skin, wrinkled, these crooked looking teeth. Did you need a ride?
Where do you want to take us, old man?
Well, to the lighthouse, of course.
I look at Ted. Do you want to ride to the old lighthouse?
Oliver, what? gonna get in a boat with this decrepit man who just showed up from the shore?
You're right. I look at the old man. Who are you, sir?
I'm Edgar Moreland. I maintain these lighthouses.
Good enough for me. So you want to go, Ted?
Oliver, no? I mean, I want to check out the lighthouse as much as you, but I'm not about to get on some little canoe at 9 o'clock at night, the break of dusk with this old man. Are you feeling all right, Oliver?
I walk up to the old man, and I reach out and touch his shoulder.
His shoulder's really bony and cold.
Need a coat or something? You're pretty cold.
Oh, I'm fine. Well, I'll be going if you don't need a ride. And he turns around and slowly begins to walk away.
Edgar.
Yes?
I can't even believe I'm asking this right now. What do you do with these lighthouses?
Well, I change the oil, and I keep the grounds.
And I noticed you said lighthouses. I only see one, other than the, destroyed one.
Oh, no. It's not destroyed. He points out to the old lighthouse, and you see it, and it looks intact and almost brand new.
Ted, what was it like hearing your father for the first time in all these years? It was something, wasn't it?
John, yeah. I mean, it's my dad. He should be dead.
So would you do anything to help him out? You said he called out for help, didn't you?
Yeah, he did.
You said people were coming from the mist?
Right again.
Well, I don't know what this lighthouse has to do with it, but it's standing out there where there were ruins just minutes ago. I really feel like we need to check this out. I mean, I'd rather wait till morning and rent a boat and go do it, but it's there now. Just as your father had been gone, that lighthouse has been gone. I mean, I know this is really it's really Greek right now with Kirano and the river Styx, but I really feel like we need to go with the old ferryman across.
I sit for quite a few many minutes just playing around with the radio and thinking, yeah, John, you got a point. This might be my only chance. Gotta take it. And I just pick up my bag, put it on my shoulder, and I start walking towards the old man's boat.
Ooh, right this way, please.
Come on, Oliver. Further down the rabbit hole we go.
You guys all make your way to this small little boat, this little rowboat, and you see Edgar kind of hobbles in, and he stands there at the front of the boat, and he just begins rowing slowly.
How long you been tending these lighthouses, old man?
All my life. 60, 70 years. And as he's rowing, this mist and fog gets thicker, and you guys peer back to the town, and it seems completely desolate. There's no lights on. There's no voices. You can't hear anything. And you make your way and approach this lighthouse, and it looks like it was just built. Well, we're here. Off you go.
So is this fog reminiscent of things that we have experienced before?
Go ahead and give me a no roll.
A 76 fail?
It's extremely hard to tell because you're on the ocean, so fog and mist isn't really out of the norm. You guys make your way off of Edgar's boat, and you approach this lighthouse. And it appears completely intact and completely normal. And you make your way up to the door, and as you reach the front door of this lighthouse, it kind of creaks open.
Where'd the old man go? Is he still with us?
You turn around, and the old man is gone. You just hear the wind whistle past your ears.
Where'd he go?
Oh, guys, we made it.
Well, we go forward. There's no way to get back now.
You guys walk into this lighthouse, and the door creaks open, and you're standing at the base of this lighthouse. And off to your right, you see the large spiraling stairs that go the whole way to the top. And in front of you, you see this hatch on the floor that appears to be closed.
I'd like to do a listen check, please.
Go ahead.
58, fail.
You try to listen for anything, and you just hear the wind swirling about and whistling past your ears.
I kind of walk over to the hatch. I reach over and try to pull the handle on it.
Ted, you reach down and you pull the handle, and this hatch just creaks open. And as it creaks open, you hear your radio begin to dial into a frequency.
As soon as I start to hear that, I drop the hatch and I pull my radio out of my bag.
You pull the radio out and you hold it in your hands and you stare at it, and it dials into a frequency. Please, Theodore, please help me. It's cold. They're coming. They're coming for me.
I just listen for a moment, and then I fish for the mic, and I grab it. Dad, who's coming for you?
Please, Theodore, there's no time.
Where are you at?
And as you hear him talking to you through the radio, you actually hear his voice coming from inside the hatch.
Ted, did you hear that?
I pick up on this.
You do.
As soon as I hear that, I just drop the radio, and I pull open the hatch. Dad!
Theodore, is that you? Please help me.
Dad, where are you? What are you doing down here?
Please help me.
Does anybody have a flashlight?
Oliver, quick, shine your light down there.
I click my flashlight on and shine it.
When you shine your flashlight down, it's just complete darkness. There's a set of very steep stairs that just go into nothing.
Oliver, can I borrow that real quick?
Yeah. I hand the flashlight to Ted.
Hold the hatch for me.
I grab hold of the hatch.
I, in one hand, take the flashlight and I just start climbing down the ladder.
You climb down into the hatch, and as you're climbing lower and lower, the wind just begins to pick up, and you hear waves that just crash around you.
About 5 or 10 steps down the ladder, I kind of stop and I turn around with the flashlight and just try to see whatever I can see.
The light just gets swallowed by the darkness. You can't see anything.
Careful, Ted.
Just stay up there, guys. I keep descending.
You descend further and further under this lighthouse, and you get to the bottom, and you feel your feet step into this cold, damp water, and you turn around, and you see this man standing there across the way, probably 10 yards away, and he appears to be steering some kind of ship, and you see him talking on this radio. Please, someone come and help me. They're coming. The water. And you see him rocking back and forth as if he's on this ship. And as you're staring, seeing this man, you hear this thunder crash, and the walls around you begin to melt away, and you find yourself standing on this ship, and you're peering at your father, who is sailing head on into this storm. And that's what we're going to call it.
And that concludes our show for this evening. Please, if you're enjoying our cast, leave us a review and give us some comments. You can also find us on Twitter, @TomesCast. And don't forget to tune in next Wednesday as we follow Theodore, John, and Oliver as they venture deeper and deeper into the darkest corners of their minds. Until next time, ta-ta.